It's the best time of the year. 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 You know what time it is? Do you know what time it is? I don't know if you know what time it is, but the motherfucking NBA season come back on Tuesday, man. What's good? It's your boy Mario Sports Story, and back here on another video, man. And we got an NBA tier list for you guys. This is the first of a series of 3 videos, and I'm gonna get out today. The day I'm recording this is Saturday. Today, Monday, and then probably either Wednesday or Thursday. But this is the first in a series of 3 videos marking the return of the NBA season. It's my favorite time of the year. No, it's not Christmas. No, it's not my birthday. Because the motherfucking NBA season is back. The NBA is back for the time being. And then it's going to go away again. But we ain't even got to worry about that right now because that's not all the way until the summer. But before we get started into this video, if you guys like NBA content, if you guys like sports content in general, make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as turn on post notifications so that you get notified every time that I post a video. Without further ado, this tier list, man. Alright, so we on Tier Maker, got the tier list set up, and this is how I have it organized. 1, 2 seed. Self-explanatory. 3, 4, 5, 6. The play-in includes seeds 7, 8, 9, and 10 for both conferences because that's the teams that make the play-in. And then the final tier we got missed play-in because I don't really feel like labeling the 11, 12, 13. You know, those seeds are irrelevant anyway because they missed the play-in. So to start off, I'm gonna put some teams that I think are going to miss the play-in. Washington Wizards. Oh yeah, and this is in no order unless I specify. So the Wizards I put in play-in or missed the play-in first. That doesn't mean I think they're going to be the 11th seed, but we'll get to that when we get to it because there are some things that I want to clarify. But yeah, teams that I think are going to miss the play-in, I'm going to put those teams in. I'm separating the conferences. The Western Conference is going to be on the left side, and the Eastern Conference is going to be on the right side. Let's see. Teams that I'm gonna miss. I don't really have too much to say about. Well, maybe not really. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't really have too much to say about any of these teams that I'm automatically placing in the missed play-in tier. But I guess I can speak on them a little bit. The Trailblazers. This is not uncommon for them. I'm pretty sure they missed the play-in last year. I don't see them getting that much better, or if they get better at all. I think they're going to be a pretty bad team, but that's normal for a team that's just starting that rebuild, They really started their rebuild like 3-4 years ago, but just didn't know it, I guess. Yeah, Portland, Utah, Houston, Washington, Charlotte, play-in teams, or I keep saying play-in teams. They're going to miss the play-in. But that's enough of me doing the bottom feeder teams. Let's go ahead and get out some of the heavy hitters right away. I'm putting Denver in that 1-2 seed. And in that second 1-2 seed spot, I got the Phoenix Suns. Now, I'm not high on the Suns in general, but I think the trio of Devin Booker, of Kevin Durant, of Bradley Beal is going to be enough to win some regular season games. Dare I say they might snatch that 1 seed. They just might snatch the 1 seed from the Nuggets, who I have presumed as the 1 seed. But yeah, I'm not high on them in a playoff setting and in the playoffs in general. But I think that 1-2 seed, win some regular season games, they can definitely do that. And I think it's going to be very, very entertaining basketball to watch. That's why they are one of my teams that I'm going to be looking at more frequently than seasons previous. I wasn't really watching the Suns like that. I might catch a game or two if it was on, but I wasn't going out of my way to watch Suns games. I'm doing that now. I'm doing that now. We can also go ahead and do this. Yeah. At least for this first tier, the 1-2 seed tier, this is ordered. So this is how I think it's going to go. I think it's going to be Denver and Phoenix as 1 and 2 in the West. And I think it's going to be Milwaukee and Boston as 1 and 2 in the East. What do I say about the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics, bro? 2 of the biggest acquirers of this free agency period. The Celtics, they added Porzingis, they added Jrue Holiday. They lost Marcus Smart, and they also lost Rob Williams, which I really, really was not expecting them to give up Rob Williams. But hey, shit happens, and I think that they are a better team as a result of all of their offseason moves combined. And then we want to talk about offseason moves. You can't do that without talking about the Milwaukee Bucks, man. They got Dame. They really didn't lose too much in getting Dame. I think that Dame and Giannis is probably the best duo in the league already, and we haven't seen an NBA game played from them. So, yeah, 1-2 seed for both of these teams, I think, is a pretty lukewarm, not lukewarm. That's a pretty cold take. Most people will have them rounding out the 1 and the 2 seed. It's just a matter of order, and I got them I got the Bucks taking that 1 and the Celtics taking that 2. Now, here's where it gets a little bit more interesting for both conferences. I'd be remiss if I didn't put the Lakers in 3-4. I really, really do not like talking about the Lakers so much, but like I can't avoid them, bro. They're a good basketball team, and I think that they're gonna round out that 3-4 seed along with the other Los Angeles team, the Los Angeles Clippers. Now listen, the Clippers. A lot of people they basically had enough of the Clippers. They seen what they needed to see. The duo not getting it done. Paul George and Kawhi, they stay hurt. They're never healthy together. Even when they are, like something goes wrong, and it's just, hey, this very well might be the last season that we see the duo of Paul George and Kawhi Leonard together. But, and it's a big but. Did you see what Kawhi did in the playoffs last year, bro? And he was by himself. I think if this team plays up to their potential, they're going to be a 4 seed. I think these top 4 seeds in the Western Conference are very good. And then it tails off after that. I think we get a bunch of teams that are similar in strength, but not like truly elite, if that makes sense. Similar to what we saw last season, except last season it was, dare I say, it was a one-team race between the Nuggets and themselves. But I mean, the Kings were a pretty good team as well, record-wise, and I actually had them going to the Western Conference Finals. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. But yeah, rounding out this 3-4 for the Western Conference, Lakers, Clippers. That sounds like a broken record, but hey, bro, I believe in this Clippers team. I believe in Kawhi Leonard. I'm higher on him than most. I know for a fact I am. But we're gonna move on to the Eastern Conference. In this Eastern Conference, I got the 76ers. This is with or without James Harden. I think that Embiid and this roster should be able to snatch a 3 seed. That's with or without James Harden. It's looking like it's going to be without James Harden because he ain't showed up to a few practices, and the season starts on Tuesday, so I don't know what's going on with there. But listen, that's neither here nor there. I think that the Sixers got what it takes to take that 3 seed again, because they were 3 seed last year, I believe. East is looking real top heavy. It's basically it's a 2-team race between the Bucks and the Celtics, and yeah. Moving on to, this is gonna be a hot take. This is gonna be a hot take for sure. But I got the Atlanta Hawks as a top 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. A lot of y'all been talking shit on Trae Young's name. A lot of y'all been being very, very disrespectful about Trae Young and the type of caliber of player that he is. And I think he's going to show y'all motherfuckers this season, bro. I think that this roster is, the roster still isn't like the greatest thing ever, but I think the Eastern Conference, some of those, that 4, that 5 spot, that 6 spot even, it's up for grabs, and this is going to be whoever wanted more. And I think that Trae Young, he really about to have like an all-NBA caliber type season, because the disrespect on his name was crazy. Y'all was saying people like Shai was better than him, and no, he's not. Let me know when Shai hit a playoff game winner against a team that they wasn't even supposed to take a game off of, and they took 2. But that's neither here nor there. I got the Atlanta Hawks finishing as, I would say, closer to the 4 seed than the 3 seed. And maybe if I wanted to do a little bit of protecting my ass, I would say closer to the 5th seed than that 3 seed. But hey, it's my tier list video, and if it ages anything like my NFL one, you should go check that out, by the way. Then I'll have content to make at the end of the season, because I can laugh at myself and at this tier list. But yeah, Atlanta Hawks, 4 seed. This is also a little bit tricky for the Western Conference because, like I said, there's a bunch of teams that's pooled up together. But to start off this 5-6 seed tier, I got Sacramento Kings. I don't think their offense is going to be as historically great as it was last season. That's typically how these things are. You have a super, super great season, and then the next season, it just doesn't compare, and so it looks like you took a step down. I don't think this team is going to take a step down, though. I think they're going to be pretty good. I think they're going to be comparable to what they were last season. Just, I don't think their offense is going to break records like it did last season. I still think that this team has a really, really, really strong starting five. I like De'Aaron Fox. I like Domantas Sabonis. What he did in the postseason aside, because that was not the greatest showing from him. But like, if he continues to build on that regular season that he had, and De'Aaron Fox, clutch player of the year last season, the inaugural clutch player of the year, if he continues to have a regular season performance like that, they might be able to take a playoff series. Shit, hey, 5 seed match up against the 4 seed. So according to this, that would be the Clippers. They could take that. Is all I'm saying. They could take that series. We got the Grizzlies as the 6th seed. The Grizzlies have been at the top of the Western Conference for the past 2 years. Not really that surprising. I guess surprising when you consider the amount of time that Ja has missed. Jaren Jackson Jr. also missed time as well. But the big thing is Ja Morant missing 25 games of the season due to his off-the-court issues. I think that I don't know how much I believe in this Grizzlies team making up for those losses this season, the loss of Ja Morant, because in the prior 2 seasons, they had a really, really good record without Ja Morant, and that was due to Tyus Jones being coming off the bench and starting. But Tyus Jones is there no more. He's a Washington Wizard. He in DC. And they brought in Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart's not the most high IQ player. He's a fantastic defender, but he's not the most high IQ player ever. As well as they lost Dillon Brooks. Say what you want about Dillon Brooks. His defensive impact on his team will be severely missed, and that's due to the lack of size that they now have at that small forward position. I'm assuming when Ja gets back, it's going to be Ja starting at the 1, Desmond Bane starting at the 2, and then they're going to have Marcus Smart starting at the 3, which Marcus Smart can, and he has played bigger than his size, but it's a difference between, having somebody that has to play up and play larger than their size actually is, rather than having somebody like a Dillon Brooks who was naturally that size anyway and was a very positive defender for this team. And I don't think that with the addition of Marcus Smart, you add anything really significant on the offensive end. He's not as much of a negative as Dillon Brooks was, because Dillon Brooks, that motherfucker had some wild shot selection, and he has some very, very bad field goal percentages at the end of some of these games. But like, Marcus Smart isn't that much better. One of the biggest things when he was on the Celtics was, this motherfucker take bad shots. Not only are you doing that, but your starting point guard is removed from the team for the first 25 games of the season. It doesn't really make for a recipe for a successful season. But I still have them as a playoff team. I still have them as a team that will make the playoffs, that their spot will be safe in the playoffs. I got them as that 6th seed. Moving on. Cleveland Cavaliers. I like where they were last season. I like where they're going to be this season. And I like that Atlanta Hawks Cleveland Cavaliers matchup that I have projected so far. I really like that. But one of the things that I'm going to want to see, more development out of Mobley, specifically as a rebounder, and got to get something in that offensive bag, bro. Like, something, please. I also want to see Donovan Mitchell just continue to be great. Want to see Darius Garland continue to improve, continue to get better, continue to show that he's one of the best young point guards in the league. And I don't really got too much to say about the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think they're going to be a fine team. I think they're going to be a good team. Whether they punching up with the elites of the conference, I don't know. I don't think they will. But hey, I'm always open to be proven wrong. Now for this next spot, I got the Knicks. I got the Knicks coming in as the final team in this 5-6 seed tier. I think that the Knicks, man, The Knicks are very, very funny, bro. The Knicks are a very funny team. I think that they're gonna be just good enough to sneak in like that 6th seed without having to fight their way into the playoffs through the play-in. But I'm still not projecting this team to be like elite in any sort of way. I think they're gonna be good. I think this is gonna be entertaining regular season basketball. I think that Julius Randle does not need to be on this roster anymore. I'm very shocked that he's still on this roster. But hey, wait, hold on. I'm looking this up. Julius Randle contract. How long does Julius Randle have on this contract? Let's open up Spotrac if the page will load. Oh my God. Julius Randle is slated to be on this team until through the 2025-2026 season. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if any team with Julius Randle on their roster, I'm not projecting them to be any higher than like a 5, 6, 7 seed. So that's what you're gonna get from the Knicks, bro. I'm sorry. I don't. Knicks fans, you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer for y'all to be like really good. I'm sorry. I like Brunson. I like RJ Barrett sometimes, and I like Emmanuel Quickley sometimes. I swear I'm not trying to shit on the Knicks. It's just like, bro, it's the Knicks, bro. It's the Knicks. But moving on, back to the first of our play-in teams in the Western Conference. This may come as a surprise. I do have the Golden State Warriors in the play-in, and it'll make sense once I finish out the rest of these play-in teams. But I think that I don't think Steph's going to miss the playoffs. Any team with Steph Curry on them, with any team with Steph Curry on it, and that team is like relatively healthy, I don't think that they're going to miss the playoffs. So that being said, I'm giving them a play-in spot, but I think that they're going to make the playoffs, if that makes sense. My question is, I haven't been watching preseason games, but does the addition of Chris Paul, does it turn something on in Steve Kerr's brain to be like, hey, maybe we can actually use these young players now, like Kuminga? If Chris Paul's being added to this team, Jonathan Kuminga's production and like his actual usage need to shoot way up. I'm sorry, Steve Kerr, I know you don't like trusting young players sometimes, but bro, come on, what is we doing? You got a 6'10", 6'11" athletic freak on your bench and he's not doing anything. Is it because you guys don't know how to develop talent? Yes, it is. And that's an issue, and it needs to be remedied, which is why I'm seeing them in the play-in. Also, Klay Thompson, he's had some bad stretches where he just has not looked very good, but I think an efficient 17-point per game season out of him, maybe even, actually, what am I projecting for Klay Thompson? Maybe an efficient 17-point per game season, shooting 39-40% from three. I still think he was a 20-point per game scorer last season, which is pretty damn impressive. If anything, his scoring averages might stay the same with the addition of Chris Paul, because Chris Paul definitely will be able to find Klay Thompson when he's open, just like Steph, just like Draymond, etc. And I also want to see the dynamics of Chris Paul and Steph Curry playing on the same court together. Again, I don't watch preseason. I like to save all of my basketball watching prowess for the regular season and the playoffs. But I want to see how they interact with each other, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Which, if they're going to see the court together, I'm gonna have to take a look at what the front court is gonna look like, because we got Wiggins, we got Draymond. Obviously, he'll be on the floor. Then you got guys like Kevon Looney. Kevon Looney's been a staple on this team. He's been fantastic for them. Kuminga could slide in as well if you want to give your guys a little bit more size. So what that mean taking probably taking Draymond off the floor and putting Kuminga in, so you'd have a lineup of, and it's not like a starting lineup, this is like one of the units they can run: Steph, Chris Paul, Wiggins, Kuminga, and Looney. Honestly, I feel like that'd be a pretty effective lineup, but hey, I don't know. It's still a bunch of questions that this Warriors team has to answer, and so I'm projecting them to make the play-in. Another team that I'm projecting to make the play-in is the New Orleans Pelicans. Actually, We're gonna put the Pelicans in the play-in, but we're gonna come back to them. So we're gonna skip over them, and then I'm gonna say OKC in the play-in. OKC in the play-in as well. And then for my last play-in spot, I'm gonna go with the Mavericks. So these are my 4 Western Conference play-in teams as of now, because like I said, we're gonna revisit New Orleans. We're gonna revisit them. The Warriors, the Pelicans, the Thunder, and the Mavericks are my 4 play-in teams as of right now. Moving on to the East, I think that the Nets should be a pretty good team to project making the play-in, as well as my Chicago Bulls, as well as the Miami Heat. And then, see, I don't know if I want to put the Pacers in the play-in tier, or if I want to put a team like the Magic in a play-in tier. I'm gonna be safer, because I think the Pacers are projected to just be a better team. So I'm gonna say that the Pacers are gonna make the play-in over like a team like the Magic or the Pistons or the Raptors, and these are gonna be my 4 play-in teams for the Eastern Conference. So we got the Nets, the Bulls, the Heat, and the Pacers, and then I guess the rest of these we can fill in teams that are going to miss the play-in. Hey, be on the lookout for this Spurs team, because they have an outside chance of making a play-in. I don't think it's going to happen, but like it could. So now you look at this and it's like, all right, well, this is your finished tier list. No, it's not. Remember, I said we was going to revisit the Pelicans. I'm actually going to move them up. I'm going to move them up to the 5-6 seed. Specifically, I think they're going to be better than the Memphis Grizzlies. So I'm going to move them up to that 5-6 area. I'm going to move the Sacramento Kings down to the play-in. So this is what my NBA team tier list is looking like, man. We got the Denver Nuggets, Suns, 1-2 seed. Lakers, Clippers, 3-4. New Orleans Pelicans, Grizzlies, 5-6. Western Conference play-in teams, Sacramento Kings, Golden State Warriors, OKC Thunder, Dallas Mavericks. And my Western Conference teams that are going to miss the play-in, miss the playoffs entirely: Spurs, Trailblazers, Timberwolves, Jazz, and the Rockets. Moving up towards the Eastern Conference, my 1-2 seeds is the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics. My 3-4 is the 76ers, Atlanta Hawks. My 5-6 is the Cleveland Cavaliers and the New York Knicks. And my play-in teams are the Brooklyn Nets, the Chicago Bulls, and Miami Heat, and the Indiana Pacers. And then finally, the teams that I think will miss the play-in in the Eastern Conference will be the Washington Wizards, the Charlotte Hornets, the Detroit Pistons, the Orlando Magic, and the Toronto Raptors. Like I said, unless specified, this is in no order. So no, I don't think that the Toronto Raptors are going to be the worst or potentially second worst team in basketball. But it's just how they shook out, and I think they're going to be in a play-in. They're going to miss the play-in. But that's been this video. If you guys please like the video. Leave a comment on what you think about my tier list, and leave a comment on if you think I got your team fucked up. Let me know in the comments, and we can have a good discussion about it. But that's been your boy Murray, Sports Historian. I see y'all. Peace out.